tin can stove. A couple of really important things before we get started in actually making the stove are some safety warnings involving these. Because your tin can stove is going to get extremely hot, and your buddy burner is a very hot heat source, you're going to want to do it outside on concrete or a stepping stone or sand or dirt, someplace that is not going to burn. Although I'm going to be showing you how to make them on a kitchen counter, they should never be used inside. The stove itself smokes quite a bit because of the candle wax, and will smoke up your kitchen, and the heat source will actually burn your countertops. These are the supplies that you will need to do it. A number 10 can, some candles of any kind, a tuna fish can with a lid, some strips of cardboard, and a clothes hanger. Those are all the supplies you need to make the stove. And then the tools that you'll need are a hammer and a can opener and a wire cutter and a nail and a pencil. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take and cut the number 10 can. This is a used can, so the bottom of the can has already been cut out. And we're going to take the wire cutters or tin snips, and we're going to cut pieces up the back and then fold it under so that you have a space here to put your heat source. Then we're going to take the can opener and we're going to cut little pieces in the back, and this becomes our vent for the smoke and the heat to come out. This is kind of our chimney of the can. So that's all there is to making actually the stove itself. Then we're going to take a tuna fish can and be sure that it's clean and that you've taken the paper off the outside. And then you're going to cut cardboard strips that are the same depth as the can. In order to get the cardboard in the can so that it looks like this when you are finished, we're going to take and roll the cardboard around a pencil. And that will break down the cardboard. And then we'll put it in the can, and then take another piece. And do the same thing. And then we're going to twist it so that we can get it really tight in there. And this should be all of the pieces that we will need to make it really tight in the inside. You want to use the cardboard so that when you pour the wax over the top, the cardboard actually becomes the wick, and the whole top of the can will light and become your flame, much like what's on your stove top. So that's what it should look like when you get done. Now we're going to take candles and we're going to heat those until they melt. And then the candle wicking that's inside the candle we're going to use to be our wick to be able to light it really easy. Turn the stove on high so that it'll melt quite quickly. And as soon as the candles are melted, it'll be ready to pour into the buddy burner, which is what we call the heat source for the can. Okay, the wax is already melted now, so I'm going to fish out the candle wick so I can use that as the wick for my buddy burner. Okay, I'm going to let the wicks kind of dry a little bit so they're not too hot and I don't burn my fingers. Then I'm just going to take and fold it in half. That one's kind of a little bit short, so I'm going to use a little longer one. And stick it down into the middle of the cardboard so that this will be real easy to light. Then I'm going to pour the candle wax over the cardboard so I make sure I fill in all the holes. And I pour the wax clear up to the top. The more wax you can get into the buddy burner, then the longer your buddy burner is going to heat. Typically a tuna fish can will heat for about 3 hours. Okay, so now my buddy burner is done. I'm going to let it cool and set up, and so it will look like this when it's all cooled and ready to go. Now I need to make the damper for the burner. You're going to take the lid of the tuna fish can, and with your nail you're going to pound 2 holes, one on each side of the lid, just big enough that you can stick the coat hanger through. As you will notice, I've taken and cut the bottom of the coat hanger off and then bent the coat hanger on the can. So now, and then bent the handle down so that it will rest right on the buddy burner. This is my damper, so if I want to have full flame, I'm just going to leave it totally off. If I want to just have half flame, I'll slide it over to about there. So I can basically adjust it and leave it there because it has this little stand as I cook. Now, to use my stove, I'm going to light my buddy burner and slide my can over the top and then slide my damper in and have it go in as far as I need to get the amount of heat that I want on top. You can cook on the top of this just about anything that you would use a stovetop for. You can cook pancakes and eggs and bacon, French toast, hamburgers, hot dogs, everything directly on the top of the surface. If you want to use it to heat other things with, you can use a tuna fish can as your pan, or you can use a lightweight pan on the top of it and make soup and stews, anything that you basically would cook on top of your stove. These are really, really fun little stoves to use for children. I made my very first buddy burner when I was 8 years old as a Brownie Girl Scout, and we cooked hamburgers on them at the beach for one of our outings. I made them with my children when they were 6 and 8 years old, and we cooked all kinds of fun things with them. You can also use your buddy burner as an oven, and so I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to take another can, a little smaller can, and cut both of the ends out of it. So that you want it a little bit smaller so that it'll sit on top of the can without toppling. If you use another number 10 cans, they tend to fall over quite easily. Sometimes it's a little difficult to find cans that are a little bit smaller. Shortening cans used to be just about the right size, but now they're made out of cardboard lined with foil, so they're not very easy to clean to use. I'm going to take some oven baking wrap, which is made by Reynolds, and it comes in a box like this, and sometimes you can find it actually on a roll like wax paper or foil. These are used for cooking turkeys. They will not burn, and they make your window for your oven. So you're going to put that over the top, and then just take a rubber band or a piece of fish line and put it over the top like that so that you can see down inside and see how your baking good is doing. Then you're going, because this gets extremely hot, you're going to want to make sure that whatever you're putting on here to bake, that it's not going to rest directly on the pan. If I put my baking dish right on the surface, it's going to burn on the bottom before it's cooked on the top. So I'm going to take a canning lid and set it on top, and then put whatever I want to cook in here, muffins or cornbread or a little loaf of bread, whatever you want to make, and set it on top. And then set your oven over the top, light your buddy burner, and slide your stove over the top of it. And then you're going to watch it and make sure that it is not rising too fast. If it's rising too fast, you're going to close the damper. If it's rising too slow, you're going to open the damper so it gets more heat. This is really fun for kids to do, and it keeps them occupied for all the time that you're cooking, because they have to watch it to make sure that they're not going to burn it. And with my children and with my Boy Scouts, when we made these, we have a little contest to see who could make the best muffin without burning the bottom of it. So that's all there is to the oven. And so basically when you get done with it, you can just put them inside of each other. Put your heat source or your buddy burner in the middle, and your lid and your pan, and it's all compact. It's all compact and ready to go, so it doesn't take up much space. So that's how you make a tin can stove and a tin can oven. If you are interested in getting more detail or enrolling in either online or hands-on classes, go to www.maryannscupboards.com and register for classes that will show you how to use these, how to make all kinds of things with this particular oven. We also have other classes on alternative cooking, like cardboard box ovens, rocket stoves, solar ovens, thermal cookers, all kinds of alternative cooking that you can do. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you online or in one of our classes.